have a very special boy with us today, Harrison Long, who is here with his mother Erica. Harrison will lay a very special Easter lily on behalf of 8/19 of the Irish United Nations Veterans Association. Good man, Harrison. Thank you, Steph. On behalf of the Executive Committee of Cumann Gaelta Nídéag Séideag, the 1916 Relatives Association, I welcome you here today to the Garden of Remembrance as we remember our heroic ancestors, the men and women of 1916. We welcome Dublin City Councillor and Deputy Lord Mayor Niall Ring. Niall comes here today representing the people of Dublin, and we couldn't have a more fitting representative. Once a Lord Mayor himself, and now a Deputy Lord Mayor, he's an elected City Councillor for Dublin's North Inner City. Niall's grandfather and granduncles, known as the Ring brothers, were based in the GPO during Easter week. So as we begin, let us be conscious of where we are gathered. Laura Jean Cuivnacorn na HÉireann, the Garden of Remembrance. A garden built, and I quote, from 1966, to remember all those who gave their lives in the cause of Irish freedom. A garden built to commemorate those who, in the words of poet Liam McEuston, and words that are written on the walls surrounding us here, those who in the darkness of despair had vision, who lit the light of hope and it was not extinguished. In front of us lies a pool of water in cruciform, magnificently designed by architect Daithí Hanley, reminding us of Christ's passion, death and resurrection, and the intimate connection between the Easter story and the risen people. The broken weapons in the pool depicted in the water symbolise an end to hostilities. While behind me here, where our wreaths should be laid shortly, is that magnificent piece of sculpture of Clan Lear, the Children of Lear by Oisin Kelly. Fanula, Fiachra and Con, calling us all, young and old, into our ancient Gaelic heroic past, calling us to ponder on the struggle at the heart of human life. Our opening song will be a rendition of The Foggy Dew from the very fine voice of Ruby O'Kelly. Composed by Canon Charles O'Neill of County Down in 1919, The Foggy Dew represents O'Neill's heartfelt response to the hope engendered by the Easter Rising and to the tragic, futile loss of Irish lives in World War I.
As down the glen one Easter morn to a city fair ride, marching men in squadrons pass me by. No pipe did hum, nor battle drum did sound its loud tattoo, but the angelus bells o'er the Liffey swells rang out in the foggy dew. Right proudly high in Dublin town hung they out the flag of war. 'Twas better to die 'neath an Irish sky than at Silva or Sunelbar. And from the plains of royal Meath strong men sailed in through the foggy June. Their graves fell, and the requiem bell rang mournfully and clear for those who died that Easter tide in the springing of the year. But the world did gaze with deep amaze at those fearless men, but few who bore the fight that freedom's light might shine through the foggy June. And back through the glen I rode again, and my heart with grief felt sore, for I parted then with valiant men, whom I never shall see no more. But to and fro in my dreams I go, and I kneel and pray for you, for slavery fled, oh glorious dead, when you fell in the foggy June.
When Patrick Pearse stepped out onto the foreground of the GPO on the 24th of April 1916 to read the Proclamation, he began not merely by addressing Irish men, but also and equally he addressed Irish women. Our proclamation is groundbreaking among founding vision statements in that it acknowledges and addresses women and men equally, and in so doing acknowledges all our ancestors' contribution to the realisation of the nation's independence. It is a document which never loses its inspiration. The proclamation will be read for us today by John Colbert. John is a member of the 1916 Relatives Association. He is a grandnephew of Captain Con Colbert, 4th Battalion, Dublin Brigade, who was executed on May the 8th, 1916, on the same morning as Eamon Cant, Michael Mallon and Sean Houston.
Irish men and Irish women, in the name of God and of the dead generations from which she receives her old tradition of nationhood, Ireland, through us, summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom. Having organised and trained her manhood through her secret revolutionary organisation, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and through her open military organisations, the Irish Volunteers and the Irish Citizen Army, having patiently perfected her discipline, having resolutely waited for the right moment to reveal itself, she now seizes that moment and, supported by her exiled children in America and by gallant allies in Europe, but relying in the first on her own strength, she strikes in full confidence of victory. We declare the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destinies to be sovereign and indefeasible. The long usurpation of that right by a foreign people and government has not extinguished the right, nor can it ever be extinguished except by the destruction of the Irish people. In every generation, the Irish people have asserted their rights to national freedom and sovereignty. 6 times during the past 300 years, they have asserted it in arms. Standing on that fundamental right, and again asserting it in arms in the face of the world, we hereby proclaim the Irish Republic as a sovereign, independent state, and we pledge our lives and the lives of our comrades in arms to the cause of its freedom, of its welfare, and its exaltation among the nations. The Irish Republic is entitled to and hereby claims the allegiance of every Irish man and Irish woman. The Republic guarantees religious and civil liberty, equal rights and equal opportunities to all its citizens, and declares its resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and of all its parts, cherishing all of the children of the nation equally and oblivious of the differences carefully fostered by an alien government which have divided a minority from the majority in the past. Until our arms have brought the opportune moment for the establishment of a permanent national government, representative of the whole people of Ireland and elected by the suffrages of all her men and women, the provisional government hereby constituted will administer the civil and military affairs of the Republic in trust for the people. We place the cause of the Irish Republic under the protection of the Most High God, whose blessings we invoke upon our arms, and we pray that no one who serves that cause will dishonour it by cowardice, inhumanity or rapine. In this supreme hour, the Irish nation must, by its valour and discipline, and by the readiness of its children to sacrifice themselves for the common good, prove itself worthy of the august destiny to which it is called. Signed on behalf of the Provisional Government, Thomas J. Clark, Sean McDermott, Tomas McDonough, P.H. Pearce, Eamon Cant, James Connolly and Joseph Plunkett.
Our guest speaker, former Taoiseach Bertie Ahern, needs no introduction, but there are some things which must be said. As Taoiseach, Bertie made no secret of the fact that Pádraig Pearse had been a great source of inspiration to him. Then in 2006, during his time as Taoiseach, he reintroduced the official state commemoration of the men and women of 1916, which had regrettably been allowed to go into abeyance from the outbreak of the Troubles in the early 70s. Pádraig Pearse once said, "If our deed has not been sufficient to win freedom, then our children will win it by a better deed." Perhaps the peace process is in a way that better deed, a deed for today that is our responsibility to guard and cherish and grow. The signing of the Good Friday Agreement was a moment in time when, as Seamus Heaney put it, hope and history rhymed.
The 1916 Rising, ladies and gentlemen, was a pivotal moment in Irish history. Pearse and Connolly, as the leaders of the Republican and Labour movements, came together in Easter week to proclaim a free Irish Republic in which the egalitarian idea was certainly enshrined. The rebellion laid the groundwork for the nation we know today, making its remembrance national and nationally important. I'm delighted to be invited by the 1916 Relatives Association, who have kept the memory of the Easter Rebellion alive. Many of you here today have been actively involved all your lives in honouring your relatives' sacrifice and the spirit of 1916, even though it wasn't easy, especially during the era of the Troubles in Northern Ireland. Even in 2006, when I decided to reinstate the traditional Easter parade, as just been said, to mark the 90th anniversary, it sparked controversy. However, the overwhelming support and public response showed that 1916 isn't just about a particular group's memory. It's about celebrating Ireland's courageous past, but also about renewing and committing to the values that can shape the island's future. Your work in commemorating the 1916 Rising helps underpin our underlining wider commitment as a community to set out in the Proclamation to ensure that the Republic guarantees religious and civil liberty, equal rights and equal opportunities to all its citizens, and also that we as a people continue to resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and of all its parts, cherishing all the children of the nation equally. The 1916 Relatives Association has served Irish society and these noble aims tirelessly, offering valuable insights into commemorative politics. Sean Lemass, in his reflections of 1916, always emphasised his pride in fighting alongside individuals from diverse backgrounds. He mentioned figures like James Connolly from the Irish Labour movement, future Provisional Government leader Michael Collins, and Desmond Fitzgerald, who later became a Minister of Cumann Gael and, of course, father of a future Taoiseach. Lemass held his view that regardless of later political affiliations, the accomplishments of all participants in the struggle for independence should be honoured. I share this belief strongly, and I know you do too. Any truly national commemoration of our independence should honour both the statesmen who founded the Free State and those who remain loyal to the Republic, acknowledging them all as patriots with the shared goal of national freedom through different means. Asking which side you would have been on, overlooks the complexity of personal experiences and connections that influence people's actions. Today we should view 1916 as an inspiration to empower the people of this island to realise their potential. It's crucial that we harness the lessons of our past to shape a forward-looking vision for the future. The dedication and commitment of the 1916 Relatives Association, along with all those who tirelessly preserve the memory of the rising, serve as a beacon of inspiration to us all. These efforts remind us that commemorating our history is merely about paying homage to the past. It's about reaffirming our commitment to the principles of equality, justice and freedom that lie at the heart of the Irish Republic.
I now invite you all to stand while we raise the national flag or the playing of the national anthem. That marks the final act of our commemoration here today.